Music of the Classical Period, an exploration of classical Western music, prepared by Sir R.D. What does classical mean? Classical refers to a period in Western music history, 1730 to 1820. Emphasizes clarity, order, and balance, inspired by ancient Greek and Roman ideals. It is also known as the Age of Reason. Characteristics of music in the classical period. Texture. Predominantly homophonic, melody with accompaniment. Homophony is a texture of music that has one main melody line with a chord structure underneath. When individual parts provide this chord structure under the melody. Concerto is a musical composition for instruments in which a solo instrument is set off against an orchestral ensemble. While the word symphony means sounding together, it applied to the full orchestra playing at the same time. Sonata were written for one or two instruments. Most of the sonatas were written for the favorite instrument at that time, the piano. Crescendo and decrescendo are words used to show gradual changes in volume. Crescendo, abbreviated crescent, translates as increasing, literally growing. Decrescendo, abbreviated to decrescendo, translates as decreasing. Most common musical instruments. Piano replaced the harpsichord. String instruments like violin, viola, and cello were prominent and are greatly used in the classical period. Orchestra standardized in classical music. Orchestra became more organized and balanced. Instrument sections were more clearly defined. Orchestra is a group of musicians, including especially string players, organized to perform ensemble music. The orchestra is divided into 4 different families: strings, woodwinds, brass, and percussion. Instruments in the classical orchestra: strings, violin, viola, cello, double bass. Woodwinds: flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon. Brass: trumpet, horns. Percussion: timpani. What is a sonata? A musical composition for one or more instruments, often in 3 or 4 movements. First movement, fast sonata allegro form. Second movement, slow lyrical. Third movement, dance-like, minuet or scherzo. Fourth movement, fast rondo or sonata allegro form. Famous composers and their works. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, prolific and influential composer of the classical period. He was baptized Johannes Christostomus Wolfgangus Theophilus Mozart, and he lived from 1756 to 1791. Famous for Symphony number 40 in G minor, Ein klein Nachtmusik. Ludwig van Beethoven was a German composer and pianist. He is one of the most revered figures in the history of Western music. His works rank among the most performed of the classical music repertoire and span the transition from the classical period to the Romantic era in classical music. Beethoven is widely regarded as the greatest composer who ever lived. He began to lose his hearing at age 28. By age 44, his hearing loss was complete. Known for Symphony No. 5 in C minor, Piano Sonata No. 14, Moonlight. Haydn was an Austrian composer. His contributions to musical form have led him to be called Father of the Symphony and Father of the String Quartet. Mozart was his mentor, known for Symphony No. 94 Surprise, The Creation. Johann Sebastian Bach. He is celebrated as the creator of many masterpieces of church and instrumental music. Bach was introduced to music at an early age and is known as one of the most talented musicians and composers of the 17th century, known for the Well-Tempered Clavier Brandenburg Concertos. Music Quarter 2 Quiz Number 1. On a 1/4 sheet of paper, write your name, grade and section, date, and name a teacher. You have 5 minutes to quickly review your notebooks and try to recall the discussed topic. The quiz is in the identification format. Answers should be in its correct spelling. 3 points will be given for every correct answer. Total of 45 points. A point will be deducted for erasures. Focus and do your best. Good luck, students. Question 1. What period of music came after the Baroque period and is known for its clarity and balance? Question 2. Which instrument replaced the harpsichord as the dominant keyboard instrument during the classical period? Question 3. What is the name of a multi-movement musical composition for one or more instruments, often in 3 or 4 movements? Who composed Symphony No. 5 in C minor? Question 5. What type of texture is predominant in classical music, characterized by a clear melody with accompaniment? Question 6. What form, commonly used in first movements, is characterized by 3 main sections: exposition, development, and recapitulation? Question 7. What form, commonly used in first movements, is characterized by 3 main sections: exposition, development, and recapitulation? Question 8. What are the names of the 2 main woodwind instruments used in the classical orchestra? Question 9. Name the percussion instrument commonly used in classical orchestras. Question 10. Which classical composer is known for his oratorio, The Creation? Question 11. Who is the composer of the Moonlight Sonata? Question 12. What is the standard group of instruments called that was solidified during the classical period? Question 13. Who is the father of the symphony and father of the string quartet? Question 14. What is the term for a gradual increase in volume, a common dynamic feature in classical music? Question 15. Which Baroque composer, though not from the classical period, greatly influenced classical composers with works like the Well-Tempered Clavier,